This episode of Another Happy Pod is going to contain spoilers. If you've not experienced the content yourself, please go ahead and do so before coming back and listening to the boys ramble on about it. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Another Happy Pod, the weekly podcast where we discuss movies and comic books. We've never discussed a comic book, and TV shows and video games. This comes out every week, and it comes out every week without fail, and it came out last week without fail, and I'm not wrong. It did. Technically, it did.
Technically, it released. It's
yes.
True. Was it taken down about an hour later? Yes.
No, it was like 5 hours later.
Oh, good.
It was released, and that's the important thing, okay? There was no issues with it. We decided just to recall that episode.
For no particular reason.
Yes.
No one messed up.
The edit was fine. We could all be heard. It definitely wasn't just one of us talking, but we just decided that the world doesn't need to hear more about Ready Player One, a bad movie.
It's the fact that it was Ready Player One. I know we've spoken about this privately, but the fact that it was Ready Player One is just salt in the wound, wasn't it?
Yeah, the kick in the bollocks whilst I'm on the floor crying. It's just not a nice situation. But hey ho, we move on, and here we are once again, like a phoenix rising from the ashes of an unreleased podcast episode, which was released. We're here to talk about a movie which we did briefly mention on the podcast, but no one heard it, so...
Yeah, no, you may as well stop referencing it, because no one heard it.
Yes,
it's now impossible to hear.
I know, it's gone forever. It's locked in the Another Happy Vault, so...
That's growing. That's a growing list, that vault.
So, what are we here to discuss, Lorenzo von Matterhorn?
This is not going to be funny, but I have an urge to do it. And you know when your brain is telling you something and you can't get out of your head until you do it?
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm sorry, everyone that has to hear this. Wally's like a melody in my head. There we go. That was it. It was bad. I didn't say it was good. I said it was not good, but my head was saying the entire time you were speaking, this is how I'm going to intro it. And now
I just wouldn't.
Yeah, but I have to go with my impulses. And improv, the golden rule is yes and.
I want to live in the multiverse where that never happened.
No,
everything is the exact same, but just that never happened.
I think it would happen in every universe, but do you know what definitely wouldn't happen in every universe? Tell everyone about the new hairstyle that you're rocking.
No,
go on, tell them.
I have a ponytail.
Are you going to get your podcast artwork amended so that your icon has a ponytail?
Well, maybe I should. Actually, no, that would cost me like another £100. I'm not going to.
Niceties aside, we're talking about WALL-E, a movie about a goofy little boy I
don't think he's a goofy little boy at all. I'd take umbrage with that, good sir.
How would you describe him if not?
Well, I wouldn't describe him as anything, because first of all, I think you have a question.
That's a good point, I do.
Dickhead. Forgot your own fucking segment.
Right, new segment. If we turn
Is it Clone Wars Corner?
No, it's not Clone Wars Corner. Listen, I'm gonna intro this segment and give myself a nice clean recording so that if I can be bothered in the podcast, I might add a jingle. If I don't add a jingle, you'll know it's because I couldn't be asked. I don't have a title for this at all, so I'm just going to completely wing this. Another happy question.
So do you want to explain what this is?
Questions are going to happen at the start of every podcast.
Yeah.
And they're going to be somewhat related to the thing. Basically, I'm going to pose a question to you. It's going to be somewhat hypothetical, or it may not all, I don't want to lock myself in. It may just be hypothetical. It may just be a question about the world or the characters that I want your take on. And you have, from when I ask the question to when we end this podcast, where at the end I'll prompt you for your answer and you'll be able to give me your thoughts and feelings after taking in all the insight that we've already discussed in the podcast.
So is it a would you rather of sorts?
It can be. I think this one is a would you rather. but
Okay.
it won't always be. I don't want
Okay.
to put myself in a box.
Okay, that's fair. That's smart. It can take many forms.
Exactly. So this one, we're talking about WALL-E, the 2008 movie. Now, we'll get into context if you haven't seen WALL-E, but for this question, you have to have seen the movie WALL-E to understand it.
Great.
They're listening to a WALL-E podcast. If you haven't seen WALL-E, it's pointless, isn't it? So the captain in this movie has a choice. He has the choice to persevere and to do what's, I would argue, necessary for the survival of the human race, to go back to Earth and create a new civilization on a planet that can now kind of, host existence again. He has a big ethical conundrum that he needs to do. The captain does decide to. My question to you was, would you rather remain ignorant to the plant's existence, stay in space drinking your food milkshakes, or would you rather go back to Earth knowing that you're going to be one of the few people that then has to start digging some wells, planting stuff? The rest of your life will be that of hard labour.
So just for clarity's sake, so we got all
Yeah.
the parameters of this.
Yeah.
I am a citizen on board the ship.
I'd say you're the captain. You're making
I'm
the
the
choice.
captain?
Yeah,
I'm the captain.
yeah.
Okay, that changes things. Okay.
But anyway, WALL-E, 2008. I haven't seen it since 2008. Had you?
You haven't seen it since 2008?
No, I watched it in the cinema in 2008. The only other film I remember watching in the cinema in 2008 was The Dark Knight, when I was scared shitless when the dead guy jumps on the window. Like, the hanging dead guy.
Yes, we all know the hanging dead guy.
Yeah, so he slams into the window. This film, The Dark Knight scared me. This film was a bit more my speed when I was that age.
Okay. How old were you in 2008? 11?
I'd have been about that, yeah.
A little boy. I watched this movie like at least once a year.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were quite familiar with it all then? You knew
I
all
am
the stuff.
I am quite familiar with this movie. Yeah, I watch it quite regularly. I don't know why. It's not anything groundbreaking, I guess, but I don't know. I like it.
I think that's what I felt with this as well. Like, it's a good movie, but I think it kind of... I was writing some notes, and I really don't have a lot. It's not... Like, in no way is it a movie that there's nothing to speak about, because it definitely has some themes, although I have a fun piece of trivia about those themes. But it's kind of a movie where it's just... It feels nice. It's a feel-good. It doesn't particularly have any questions to pose to the audience. It doesn't particularly have much to say.
I don't know if I'd agree with that.
No, but as in, like, stuff that we don't know. Like you said, groundbreaking. I think it's pretty obvious to not fill Earth with trash.
But I think it's more than just not fill Earth with trash, though.
All right, what do you find in it, then?
I think there's I don't know if I'd call it commentary, but I think there's things to say on the passiveness of what the human race has become, and how they're just literally just absorbing media straight in front of them and not focusing on what's actually happening around them and stuff. And then when those barriers do start to be broken, then they see things in a new way, and then they're able to connect with other people as well, and that sort of stuff. I think that's a big thing. Hashtag just disconnect. So a reference which makes no sense.
Was that? Oh, that was in last week.
That was last
wasn't it?
week, yeah.
Fuck's sake!
Good stuff. So many riffs gone.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I don't think it's just a simple case of global warming, bad, Earth good, don't break Earth. I think there's more to it than that. Also, I think this also has a lot to say about capitalism.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
This is very clearly like, hey, maybe we shouldn't let one company run the entire fucking Earth, and also the CEO of that company is now the president of the United States, and he's a real man for some reason, and it's Phil's dad.
It's Phil's dad from Modern Family. That was fun. The thing that got me about this was it took me until about the midway point to go, that's a real fucking man. And it just fucking baffled me that I couldn't make that distinction. Like,
You know what I enjoy about the real man? Because he's not the only real man. It's weird that we're calling him a real man. He's not the only live action character. There's like archive footage and old movies, and then even stuff from Earth that's like live action actors and stuff as well. But then, like, the first captain of the ship that they have is like a live action pilot, and then they have the portraits of all the pilots that go across, and it's just very funny to notice the gradual turn from live action pilot into CGI animated pilot.
Oh my
because
God.
it just kind of like just the features start to soften a little bit as it goes across them all, which is
it
quite
like that
funny.
filter going around now where you can make yourself look like the Pixar character version of you?
That filter went around about 2 years ago, so way to stay on trend. But yes, it is kind of like that.
I've seen it recently.
Okay. Okay, Grandpa. Grandpa's
come
first
on.
TikTok. Okay.
I don't go on TikTok.
Yeah. Well,
right?
now you're showing your age.
You're older than me.
Yes. But I'm down with the kids, Lawrence.
It's true.
I know
actually.
all the TikTok trends and the dances. I'll do a renegade, a 4-year-old dance.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's more old than the fucking filter thing. Oh, I'm sick of this. Yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. I think it is quite funny to have that kind of commentary on capitalism brought to us by the biggest media conglomerate on planet Earth.
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
was it at the time? When was the
I
acquisition?
don't think Pixar was. It was still in partnership with Disney, but it wasn't owned by Disney at that point. Yeah.
Disney were like that. It's got a good message. That film. How much? We'll buy it.
I mean, Disney still produce anti-capitalist content, and they're like,
It's true.
Let's buy everything. So.
It's true. At the end of the day, I think as long as you're being somewhat responsible, I don't know too much about how Disney are doing it.
I don't know. I don't want to know. Just give me Obi-Wan, and then I'm happy. Just give me Obi-Wan and the Avengers every now and then, and I'm all good.
Yeah, then all is forgiven. It's like Amazon. Jeffrey Bezos is one of the worst people on the planet, but boy, I can get things quick to my door, so it's fine. Yeah, one of my first notes is I love how it just explores the complacency in human nature. That very much one of the funniest gags in this is just a throwaway joke about how it's the 700th anniversary of their 5-year cruise in space.
Yeah.
Basically what's happened is they've just gone up in space for 5 years, deployed a bunch of Wallies.
So the Earth has become uninhabitable. It's fucked. They fucked it. They made too many Walmarts, and they were like, lads, we've fucked up big time here. So everyone get in these big ships. We'll go away for 5 years, and these little guys will just clean shit up for us. And then we'll come back, we'll all have a party, we'll have a few drinks, it'll all be sorted. But that 5 years turned into 700 years because the autopilot was evil, kind of, and also the Earth is just not habitable at all, apparently.
One thing I didn't get when I was 11 was that autopilot is basically just fucking Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes.
Which I was watching, I was like, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah.
Quite a few 2001 references in this movie, I think.
Did you which ones did you catch?
So there's autopilot. There's the music from 2001 plays at one point when the pilot's getting out of the captain, is getting out of the chair, and it's got the big 2001 theme. And then, of course, I think the whole beginning is kind of, in a way, a homage to 2001, because 2001 opens on Earth in the prehistoric era, and you're just seeing like apes or whatever the precursor to humans were, just like wandering about, discovering tools and all this sort of shit, and they end up having a fight. And for the first like 20-30 minutes of that movie, there's no dialogue. There's nothing other than visual storytelling through the apes and I don't know if that's the right word, but whatever, and how they're able to learn to evolve and that sort of thing. And it's kind of similar with the opening of WALL-E. Other than a few bits of expository dialogue from Phil's dad, there's no real dialogue. It's just WALL-E going about for about 20 minutes or so, cleaning up the Earth, and then suddenly, and picking up little trinkets and stuff he finds and all that sort of stuff. And then Eva comes along, or Eve. So I think that's kind of similar, at least. So
I've got a note on that actually, because it's funny you mentioned that. I've put that I love that Pixar are one of the only studios that would commit to the idea of having almost a 20 minutes silent opening.
Yeah,
where you just have to rely on camera moves that we know as filmic language, some like expressions of like two droid eyes, like to give you all the storytelling you need, and it comes across so clear. You can see he's fascinated by what he does, but he's unfulfilled and he's very lonely.
Yeah.
And I think more studios should take risks like that, where just trust people to kind of go with it and get the idea, because it was really refreshing just listening to the music and watching Wally do his thing.
It's nice. It was nice, and I like seeing Wally learn more about human culture, because you're right, clearly he is interested by it, and he wants to learn and see what life was like before all this shit happened. You know, he's got a weird fascination with old movies, and he wants to do a little dance and find someone to fall in love with, bless him.
Is that a real movie? I think it's a real movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a real movie. I don't know what it is. Probably like, I don't know, Singing in the Rain or some shit. But yeah, it's a
real film buffs here.
We
real
know
classic
movies.
cinema buffs.
We know movies.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. I'll probably find what it is on fucking IMDb or something. But yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, it'll be around. But yeah, no, I just think it's an opportunity for like the animators and the person doing the music as well, that you're just solely relying on visual storytelling. It's super interesting. It allows the animators to, like, you know, if you've got animators that are worth their salt, let them have these moments where you don't need a bunch of exposition to open it up. Yeah, you get a little.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it doesn't open with some horrible big exposition flashback sequence of like the world going to shit. You just let the animators do their thing.
I think it's good, but it doesn't. It's more intriguing that it's just, this is Earth. This is how it is. Let's see what happens next. We don't need the big, in the years 23, 22, there was a mega explosion from Walmart or whatever.
You've got like a Jake Sully voiceover. That was when the world changed. Things were never the same after that.
Exactly.
No, that's what I've just said, because the animators are talented enough to carry it without having to do all that shit, so it's good that the option is there, and it's good that they were trusted to do it. But yeah,
the movie is called Hello Dolly from 1969.
It sounds racist.
It probably is.
Me and Nathan have an ongoing joke that is just any old movie, like anything kind of past the 70s, we're like, it's probably... It's a strong chance, and it's more likely than not racist in some way.
Yeah.
So that's that's that joke. But yeah, complacency of humans doesn't look too bad at the start. Then you very quickly realise this would be a terrible way to live.
So everyone's in a little chair. They got a little screen. They got a little meal in a cup and a little jumpsuit which changes colours somehow.
Would you like a meal in a cup?
No, that sounds fucking awful.
I would be on that side too.
I say that
a month I subscribed to Huel.
I was just gonna say. I say I don't want a meal in a cup, and that's exactly what I fucking had today.
We're getting closer to Wally.
No, with our protein shakes again. Wally was right.
No, run.
Every time I make my protein shake, I just cry in horror. Wally,
it's healthier. What sounds better to you? I'll order a Subway, or I'll have a milkshake that has some crushed peas in it or whatever that I can't taste.
Look, liquidized food is fucking disgusting, okay? So I don't want, like, a burger and fries in the form of a drink. I just have a burger and fries, okay? Yeah. Like,
part of the enjoying the food is the texture of it, the feeling.
Exactly. If it's got to the point where it's just, I just want to consume, I don't know, for sustenance and empty calories, I guess, then I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Gym lad every day, Nathan, with your protein shakes. Inject me with protein, please.
I don't want to drink a burger. Is what I'm saying. I'm happy to go on record and say I don't want to drink a burger.
Okay.
But yes, the human life in whatever year this is, I imagine 700 years from now, it's quite bleak. But at the same time, and I guess this is kind of the point of your question, they're also quite ignorant to it as well. They don't know what they're missing out on. They don't know. I guess they've never really had much need to sort of get about and move and have much physical interaction and that sort of stuff. So they don't necessarily know what they're missing out on. It's kind of something we've discussed before, like the old Plato's cave analogy. To them, this is what life is. Does that make it any worse than what they don't know? I don't know. I mean, yes, it is, but
it is objectively worse. But at the same time, you're right. I had a worry going into this that because I remembered about two things from this. One, that the robot's name, the lady robot's name was either Eve or Eva.
It's both,
and it turns out that I was correct in both instances. And the other thing I remembered was being 11 years old, I guess, in the cinema and going, haha, fat people chairs.
Little did you know that 12
that
years later
here I am, a fat person in a chair with my sustenance food drink. But one thing I was quite worried about going back to this, having only that memory, was that they were going to make kind of the humans these bumbling fat morons.
Yeah.
And
which they're not.
No, they're not. They're not at all.
No.
And that was. There's a few jokes played for laughs. You know, like the lack of like bone density means that like some of them can't stand up that well and they're a bit wobbly when they walk. But I
think that's just more accuracy than anything. I don't necessarily think this at any point really this movie is like haha fat people.
No, it's not.
It's more just this is what's happened really.
Yeah, and like I said, it was more. The one thing I was kind of pleased to see was it's kind of more like they're victims of their like forefathers' choices.
Yeah,
and basically in multiple generations of people growing up thinking that this is normal. And that places them way more in the victim box because you feel sad for them.
Let me ask you something.
Oh no,
how are they having them kids?
That's a good point.
They don't strike me as the people that are fucking. So
no, maybe they've. I mean, it's what year is it? Maybe there's.
Are you trying to suggest there's cloning?
Not cloning, maybe, but like definitely some sort of advancement in insemination.
Yeah, maybe they got like a whole bunch of like sperm and eggs just cooking in the back there.
they call their robot arms in to wank them off into a cup.
Oh no!
You know that robot that's running around going like foreign thing.
Foreign contamination.
Yeah, this guy's got a cup and he's like, mind out the way, foreign contamination.
He was great. I love Little Mo.
He is good. I liked him. But yeah, no, one question I had in this was the ship is a lot smaller than the Earth is.
Yes.
So are these a select group? This is another Pixar breaking the thing.
No, not necessarily. There are many ships, Lawrence.
But this is the only one that's come down?
For now, yeah, but I imagine some sort of signal will be sent to the others.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, that ship is the main one, to be fair. That I think they say it's like the crown jewel in the fleet or something. I think that's the main one. But there is a whole fleet of ships, yeah.
Okay.
It's if you pay attention to the movie, that is
come on, I watched the film.
That is explained in Phil's dad's exposition. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fair enough. Sorry, Phil's dad, the president, Bob Iger of the thing,
the real man.
Yeah, I kind of realized something halfway through this, and I thought that you'd appreciate it. Which is that the dynamic of Eve/Eva and Wally reminds me of the Taika Waititi and Cate Blanchett meme.
I can see that.
Where Taika Waititi is like, hey, look at this, and big towering Cate Blanchett is standing over him looking like very much the the dominant figure.
Wally loves a dominating queen who can look after him. Okay,
and baby carry him in space.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think about them two? I quite like them.
Of course, I love them. They're just very cute characters. It's I don't know specifically what it is about them that's intriguing and that causes you to connect and bond with them. But I don't know. There's just something very sweet about them. I like that Wally is different from all the other Wally robots. Like he's got more of a personality for some reason. It's because he's the main character of the movie, of course. But
yeah, but, could it be?
Yeah, but like he's a little bit different and has more to him and that sort of stuff. And I like that at first Eve seems to be like just the other Eve, which we don't see, but you assume just the other Eve units and that sort of thing. But after spending some time with Wally, she kind of does soften, and some of that personality also shines through in her as well. Drop my Apple Pencil. But yeah, no, I enjoy that influence that he's able to have on not just her, but on people on the ship and the other robots as well. Robots.
Yeah, no, I liked. I quite like that she. Yeah, her whole deal at first was that she's been sent down with a purpose, and I think she brings brings more of the human element to Wally, because Wally's a man with a job, who cares more about just kind of doing his own thing while still doing some bits of his job. Whereas she is solely focused to the point where she's just trying to blow him up so that she can get on with her day.
Is it weird that we've assigned genders to these robots?
I think the film implies, don't you?
It does, kind of, but not in any explicit way, really.
I mean, no, not necessarily, but...
It's just that Eve is, I don't know, light and smooth, I guess, and also has a lighter voice, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Wally... I don't know. Why is it just a little guy?
Wally is definitely a little guy. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I had a thing about how it's just impressive how much the animators can convey through like light up eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know. I think the features look very ladylike, obviously, but. That's it. What?
Lawrence, when he saw Eve for the first time.
Oh, come on now.
Oh.
No, come on. Hello, Eve.
Hello. Little 11-year-old Lawrence in a cinema having his sexual awakening from Eve.
Call me Wally because I'm trying to hold her hands.
Oh, no.
No, absolutely not. Do you want to know a fun thing?
I always want to know a fun thing.
So I don't know how true this is.
All right.
But the director, whose name is Andrew Stanton,
yes,
has denied has denied that this film has any environmental messages.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's your call, Andrew Stanton.
Andrew Stanton, you made a pretty good movie. I'm going to disagree with you there on that one, Sunshine, okay?
I don't know why, I don't know to what context. I just read the fact that apparently in interviews since the film's release, he said he's not like fucking hippies taking my film or anything. He said he appreciates that people have attached such a meaning onto it that he didn't intend.
Andrew Stanton was also a writer on Obi-Wan Kenobi, on Toy Story 4.
There we go.
On Finding Dory, on Toy Story Toy Story of Terror.
Toy Story Tories?
Fucking hell.
Oh no!
On Toy Story of Terror. Toy Story 3, Bernie, which is a fun little short. Wall-E, Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc. Just everything that has ever been made by Disney, basically.
Yeah.
Pixar, specifically. He is... there, and he's also an actor. But I will again disagree with his ridiculous claim. It's very clearly got an environmental mess. I don't know how you can look at this movie and think it doesn't have an environmental message.
It's been like WALL-E the movie has been hailed for the last decade as being one of the most important pieces of environmentally like challenging media that has ever been made. Like if that's not how you intended, fair enough. But if you didn't write the script, then I think you misread it.
Did he write the script? He was, he was the original story and screenplay by him.
Do you reckon he's going home from writings meetings going like, these guys keep saying it's, am I missing it? It doesn't seem that environmental to me.
I don't know how you can accidentally write an environmental whatever, but it's very clearly... Well, yeah. I don't know what his intention was, but whatever.
The only thing I can think is that he may have been misquoted.
Potentially.
That's a lot of impressive credits to his name. I'd like to think he has more storytelling knowledge than than to not assume that WALL-E is at all challenging our relationship to the environment.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's definitely got an environmental message. I don't care what he says. Fuck you, Andrew Stannon. I do like the gang of weird little robots. They're a fun little gang. I like that they're all kind of misfits and broken and a little bit damaged and that sort of thing. I like it's just a nice detail in the world, and again fits into the kind of dystopian nature of it all. How all the paths are predetermined as well. Like everyone's path is predetermined in the case that they're like, when the robot is going somewhere, like a line will light up, like on the thing, and he will follow that line, and he can't deviate from the path unless he does deviate from the path, and that's when exciting things happen and that sort of thing. So that's just a fun little nod, a good little writing thing, which I enjoy there.
Yeah, like a metaphor for your path has been laid out for you, but you can change it if you work hard enough. Kind of
exactly, and I think that fits into what happens in the movie as well. Like with all these people on the ship, they're on their predetermined path. It's not necessarily their fault that they're here, but they are, and they're dealing with it. But then up shows WALL-E, this weird little guy, and he's suddenly shifted that path to something different, and now they have a chance to do something different and explore something new. So here they go and take it, and that's where, like I say, fun things happen.
Antics occur. The plot of the film.
Exactly, WALL-E.
It's a good movie, and
it's a good movie.
It says what it says. There's not much I can say without being like you saying, "Yeah, that's the fucking point."
Yeah, and I will say that because I do like humiliating you.
Exactly.
It's a fun little movie. Like I say, I watch it every year, and I would recommend everyone to do the same. Just to see if not anything else, just a weird little guy and his dominating girlfriend. So.
Oh, girlfriend. So you're assigning a gender, are you, Nathan?
Now I've been caught out by the woke brigade. Now turns out I'm cancelled, everyone.
As I do every week, if you're joining us for the first time, me and Nathan are very progressive individuals, and that was not a serious statement.
No, it is.
No, Nathan, it's not.
I'm cancelled again.
You simply can't be stopped.
The woke brigade can't stop cancelling me.
What's that? Have you seen that Jordan Peterson video this week?
No, what's he done now?
He said like he released this like just like 2-second video of him being like, "Up yours, liberals. We'll see who cancels who." And people are like, "This sounds like an Arkham boss like death screen." Like it's horrific. It's so funny. But also, yeah, very, very Jordan Peterson in nature. Okay, Nathan, I believe you have an answer for me. Would you like me to repeat the question to refresh you?
I would, please, and thank you.
Okay, would you rather remain ignorant and stay in space drinking your food milkshakes, or would you rather become part of the ground team that helps establish a new civilization on a very, very shithole-ridden Earth?
No, okay, so the way you phrased this question to me was you said that, initially anyway, you said that my life, if I chose to go to Earth, my life would essentially be, long hours of labor for the rest of my life, just rebuilding Earth. And then I said, so would I be a citizen, like a guy in the chair, one of the people on the ship? And you said, no, you're the captain. I'm the captain in this scenario. Now, if I was a guy in the chair, a person in the chair, I would have said, I will remain ignorant. I'm happy to drink my little
This is
burger
if
in
you
a
were a
cup.
citizen.
If I was a guy in a chair, if I was, I don't know, that guy who's in every Pixar movie, if I was him in the chair...
If you were
I'd
John Lasseter in his chair.
Yeah, sure. I'd just be happy being the voice of Ham and Mac and whoever else. Okay, I'd be perfectly happy with all of that. I'll drink my burger in a cup. I'll have a great time. I'll wear blue. I'll engage. Okay.
Yeah.
But if I'm the captain, I'm in charge, baby. I'm not fucking doing labour. I'm in charge of everyone. I'm the authority figure. I'm going to enjoy this world being built. I will be president of New Earth, and I will enjoy this new world that I have created.
An admirable leader, as always, Nathan. So your solution is somehow you've taken the correct answer in terms of yes, you should absolutely progress the human race, and turned it into, but I'm still going to be a dickhead about it.
I'm not going to be a dickhead. I just don't want to spend...
You said you're not going to do any work.
Yeah, look, I'll help out. Alright, but I don't want to spend...
Can you pass me that brick?
Look, I think my talents are better suited to coming up with new rules for this new society that we've created. We can work on establishing a government.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things that we need to do. Rather than back-breaking labour all day, doing all that, I'm much more suited to serve this society by building a functioning government which can serve the people.
Okay, answer me this one more question then.
Well, this wasn't part of the deal, but okay.
I want the listeners to get a real sense of the caliber of man you are after that despicable answer.
It's not despicable at all.
If after this government was formed and you realised that and a fair democracy of the new people of Earth,
yes,
had declared you not their leader and instead elected another official, would you do your bit for the human race and continue work?
As long as there was a fair and free election that was truly the will of the people, then yes, I would happily stand
That's like
aside.
a Trump thing.
No.
So it doesn't go your way and you're like, this wasn't a fair election.
No, I'm not saying that. Let me be clear. I'm absolutely not saying that. Whatever the results of the election, I will accept, okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to pull a Trump and be like, this was a coup, this was a farce, whatever. Whatever the results of the election, I will accept, okay?
And continue your labour.
And continue to serve this...
You're being careful here, aren't you?
I will continue to serve this country in whatever way is best.
Right, I see.
Yes.
It's fun round the way of saying you're going to try and weasel your way into
I
a
will continue
job.
to serve this society that I have created, Lawrence.
Okay,
I have created and overseen. Okay. Welcome to or goodbye.
Well, Nathan, you don't outro. Let me outro. You don't know how.
Thanks for listening to the show, guys. We've had some fun times. We've pondered some thoughts, and we've questioned how society works with me in charge. Join us next week, where maybe not Lawrence, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It depends. He's not quite figured that out yet. But we're doing this.
Chrissy, wake up! I don't like this! Chrissy, wake up! Hey, hello? Time to wake up, can you hear me? Wake up, Chrissy! I don't like this! Chrissy, wake up!
Is that it?
That's I'll tell you what, that theme song does fucking absolutely slap.
It does. So well done. That's I don't know what I'm saying. Well done.
Right.
That's
Thanks for listening, everyone.
No. So that's going to be a good time for everyone involved. But will you be involved, Lawrence?
Isn't that the question of the week? It actually is. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I likely won't have seen it because it's a lot of TV.
It's not that much. It's really
It's like
not that
8
much.
feature films.
It's not 8 feature films. There is one episode that is over 2 hours. There's 2 episodes that are over an hour. That's pretty much it. The rest is standard length.
It's pretty long, isn't it?
Okay. Join us next week where we discuss Kate Bush running up that hill. It's going to be a great time for everyone involved. He has been Lawrence Heisey. I have been Nathan Bauer. For another Happy Pod, we're signing off, and we'll see you next week, folks.
Be running up Kate's bush.
Oh,
Running
you
up.
have to lower the fucking tone.